I feel like we're far enough away from Lakota now to safely travel openly.
I mean, don't want to be open. Like, I don't want to be on the road saying, "We just killed the bear."
Let's not use that "we" word. Let's drop that "we" word.
Pronouns.
we just killed the bear, see? That's how they talked in the old days.
There was a fight, see?
Who has the head?
Silence on set. Hello and welcome once again to episode 4 of Night School. My name is Michael Vasquez and I am your game master here at Night School. Briefly, we're going to go through a quick roll call. Thank you for joining us. In our player seats, starting on our left to our right, we have Miss Elizabeth Vick.
Hello.
Followed by Mr. Joshua Hovda.
Hello.
Miss Kat Flores.
Hi, and I'm sorry if you hear corgis. They're outside and they're not allowed in here.
We never apologize for corgis. And if you haven't noticed our addition to the table, wonderful friend, Mr. Felix the Weasel.
He's been here.
I know, but I haven't noticed him.
Well, I feel like that's your fault.
But we also want to thank you very much for joining us this day. So we're going to go ahead and jump back in with our story. Last time, you may have remembered that things escalated very, very quickly. Our three heroes, forming some sound strategy, fought to break their, Dakar's mother, Lilith, out of jail, only to find out that it was an ambush set up by a mysterious group known as the Pervasive Fury. These kind of cult leaders, not cult leaders really per se, but this organization that works in triads were sent out kind of as headhunters, that's the word I'm looking for. Body snatchers. Headhunters to try to take over the reward that had been offered on all three of you in the town. You decimated them. Oh my gosh, my language today.
That's okay.
Welcome to my world.
And I've only been drinking coffee. But no, you completely destroyed them and then made your way to the Mayor Darian Lafie's house to find if your mother was located there, which you were able to successfully save her after just destroying once again numbers of soldiers and landing that fatal blow.
Again. But for real.
Q was able to slay the master of the house, and now you are finding yourselves escaping into the Deadwood Forest, heading towards Dakar's private tree, where you left your father just to wander in his absent-mindedness. And that's where we're going to pick up again. I'm really curious to see what happens after all this continued... What's the word I'm looking for? Crime? Because you're still doing crime?
Debauchery?
Debauchery.
We're just causing a ruckus.
Yeah. We speak the English here, and the Queen's English. But so let's see where we end up tonight. So currently you find yourselves moving through the waking morning as it's beginning to see a slow peak of sunlight coming through the canopy of the trees. You make your way further towards that special spot, and at that last one we left, you were opening up into that ever-changing color of your grand tree. Still dead, still open, and as you pull forward, sitting two legs hanging outside of the little spot is still your father, still in place.
Woo!
One mystery solved. Let's move on.
And our story ends here.
And that's where we're going to pick up. So.
The horses are back.
Back a horse?
There's a lot of wild game in this forest.
Horses wild game?
Yeah. I mean, have you ever tasted a horse?
See, Ma, I told you it'd still be here.
At which point, she just kind of shoves you to the side, and you see Lolith run forward, and she grabs your father and just kind of settles his head gently on her shoulder. And he doesn't seem to move. Once again, he has that kind of clouded look in his eye, where, I mean, he's basically losing his mind. He doesn't know exactly who he is. It's very Alzheimer's-like.
Is he okay, Mom?
I mean, he was better for a few days, but I'm not sure.
I was hoping the tree would do some magic on him like it does for me.
Boy, magic is wonderful, but it's still a tree.
But it's a cool tree.
At which point she just kind of leans in to sit right next to your father and kind of shakes her head. You see a couple of tears well up. She says, I just don't know what we're going to do now.
Well, we have some more of the, oh, Kelness is here. Where's Q? I thought we had some of them vials.
I have some money.
Well.
And that horn.
Don't know if that's going to help the situation.
But he drank some of the unicorn juice. And he's still like this. Like it was temporary.
It's just going to be something more permanent. I don't know, we need to find something to do though.
Q, where are you at?
Depending on how long it took me to actually do all of that at the mayor's house, I'm gonna say I followed behind to where they were going at a slower pace. I wasn't rushing.
Okay.
I wanted to clear my head, so I'm gonna say I'm not there yet.
Lopez kind of turns to you, Dakar, and says, I don't know where we're going to stay. Where are we going to live?
Well, I feel like we'll be living real free at the Puffing Pegasus now.
She kind of chuckles, and then you can see there's a guiltiness of laughing at such a really, really bad timed joke. She says, I think it's going to be harder than that, son. Y'all just killed many, many people of the Malasaran. They're going to investigate. And I mean, it was very clear that I was taken by him, and if I'm not there, they're going to come looking for me. Where would they look? At our home. It would be the very first place they would look.
As long as we stay downstairs, I feel like we'd be okay. Because there was only trouble upstairs last time.
In the shop?
Yeah! We were fine downstairs.
You see the hand go up again. And she just kind of stops. And then sets it down. You see her walk around to the backside of the tree. She takes a little hurt.
Do you have any thoughts, Kelness?
Well, do you think your parents would be in any trouble? Like, could they go home, say, my son came and rescued me with his band of misfit friends.
I wouldn't call you guys misfits.
And then, but we leave. So they're still looking for us, but can that let your mom and dad settle?
It's not a bad idea.
Because we still, do we still need to find Jamila?
Well, yeah, we need to find Jamila.
Plenty on the to-do list, and that gets the townspeople off your mom and dad's back.
Well, we also need to try to find a cure for my dad.
We do.
Put them teeth away. I was being nice. Don't bite me or set anything else on fire, please. We can always head to Kalakesh.
Mm-hmm.
I know my father would be safe there because of his race, but I don't know how cutting edge technology, medical wise, they are.
You said because of his race. What does that mean?
Well, my father's half elven, so they're typically shunned in other areas, but Kalakesh seems to be a haven for sort of the half breeds and the different looking folk of the region.
So maybe Kalakesh is where we need to go. Should we wait for Kimura?
How far behind was she?
I wasn't looking back.
Oh.
I was following you.
Well, thank you for that. You've only abandoned me once now.
You want to start counting? Do you?
I didn't know you knew math. I was just checking.
At which point you hear some rustling coming from the trees behind you in the northern direction. As you slowly make your way up.
Hey, Q.
So your dad's still here?
I knew he would be.
Did your mom hit you again?
No.
Almost.
I
Almost.
missed it.
She's on the other side of the tree.
Oh, okay.
She's gotta take a breather.
Understandable.
Yeah.
She's thinking about my great ideas.
Which are?
Do tell, what are your ideas, Dekar?
I can tell you first of all what we're not doing. We're not going back to the Puffy Pegasus. That's it.
Well, let me tell you about my other great idea. We were talking about going to Kalakesh.
Yeah.
Since
Okay.
it's a place I know my father would be safe. I'm just worried about him being able to get medical attention there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if it might be smarter to go north, but I'm not sure if we make the passage through the Deadwood.
I think it's smarter if we go to Kalakesh. At which point I go around the tree to talk to Dakar's mom, and first of all I say, "I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry we left your husband here. We were told this is what we should do." I didn't agree either.
I'm very grateful that my son has very insightful friends who are watching his back. I'm not sure what we're going to do now. And I don't think Dakar has ever thought about leaving Lakota.
Well, he's gonna have to, because we're leaving Lakota. None of you can stay here. It's not safe for any of you to stay here.
At which point you see her eyes kind of just size you up real quickly. Dear, I know that there was a struggle, but that's a lot of blood on you. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I washed it off. I totally washed it off. It's all in my hair. Like super hard, stringy.
A piece of Laffy just falls off.
You may need a change of clothes before you can travel on the open road.
Yes, but also we should not travel on the open road.
She still just
Yes, but I have another question. I have a few of those unicorn vials. I'm assuming that's what they are. The ones that Lafitte was using on your husband. But I want to, does it work the way he says it works? Or is this something bigger? Him not responding, he's not there. Did they do this to him?
I can't say. Dakath has been like this for the better part of 3 years. It was a slow digression. Some days he was there, and some days not. The way he would talk to us would change, almost as if he was having some kind of altered mood swing. And then one morning he just stopped talking. Stopped moving. Stopped eating. It became very hard to force him to live. The shop started going under. I'm not that great at making poultices. That was his gift. So our quality of our products have dropped, and business went down after that. As the vials, I'm not sure what they do. From what I saw at the demonstration, he did come back for a brief moment, but apparently it's not lasting. I don't know.
Do you think you can get him back?
I mean, I've already tried. I think this is something well beyond my needs. He needs a healer that's far greater than I.
Okay. We should all go to my home, Kalakesh. He'll be safe there. There's a lot of half-elves. My parents are also there. I think that's where we should go. I'll give one of the vials to Rodon. I know it's not the full source he wanted, but it's what he's gonna get. Hope maybe Fabian has already given him the full unicorn. We don't know. But I think that's where we should go next.
I agree.
So you back around talking this now?
Yeah. Hey guys! Is it safe here? Who else knows about your tree, Dakar? Have you ever seen anybody else here?
When awake, no.
What kind of cryptic answer is that?
Well, I take my rest in the tree, and I have some pretty vivid dreams.
I want a vivid dream.
Would you like a doobie?
No, you said it happened when you sleep in the tree. Can I sleep in the tree?
You already sat in there, didn't you?
I sat in there. I didn't sleep in there. How many of us fit inside the tree?
Not me.
One Kelness or all of us.
There's enough room in there for 2 people to squish in.
Okay, never mind. Your dad can sleep in the tree.
But it's not like a giant tent.
Okay. Well, I say we make camp here, we rest, and in the morning we go off to Kalakesh.
Do you know a safe way there?
I mean, as long as we stay off the main road, I think we should be fine.
If I remember traveling to Kalakesh, you can stay in the Deadwoods a good part of it.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah. I just don't know why you asked me if you already knew the answer.
Well, I didn't know if you knew another way.
No, that works. That's good.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be inclusive. Pardon me.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna rest rested up, and then head to.
By the way, did you like slip and fall in the bodies like on the way out?
I did.
You look a mess.
And then I stopped, made myself a little tomato soup in the kitchen. It was a lot of
So it's like
food that looked like was gonna go to waste. So
That's not tomato
Little-
soup on you.
It could be gazpacho.
Callis, roll me a medicine check.
Ooh.
18.
Oh, that's blood. That is blood, and not only blood, you've seen splatter. That is a heavy hit to a vital area, and it is something that was gushing blood.
I mean, you were there. You saw the battle. It was intense. You guys left in a hurry.
We're gonna talk later.
Okay.
Okay. While we're resting.
Okay.
So y'all settle down and go ahead to rest. Is there anything you want to do during your rest before y'all actually fall asleep?
I am gonna put on the amulet that I got off of Laffy and just kind of play with it. And that's all I'm gonna do.
I wanna study the horn that's been sitting in my satchel.
I'm gonna let Q know there's a little spring just a ways up, and she wants to clean off a little bit more.
Oh, thank you. I'll do that first.
Alright, so Q, you make your way over to where Dakar showed you where the spring is. It's a small, more of like a brook, creek area. It's not,
That's enough.
but it is enough for you to slowly wash off. Your clothes are pretty ruined, but you've been covered in blood many times.
Yeah.
You kind of enjoy the ceremony of removing the glory off of your body.
Cleaning the rapier.
As you are kind of bathing and getting yourself in tidier fashion, you do put the amulet on. Once again, looking at that amethyst jewel that was inside of it, it's not glowing the way that it did when the suit of armor was actually working. Other than that, it just looks like a necklace.
It's pretty. And it matches my coat. So.
It's almost like the pendant you have.
My neck is getting so heavy.
You're all hunched over.
You're gonna be Mrs. Q
Alright
soon.
guys, I'm ready to go.
New homebrew rules. We're talking about encumbrance. She is. Kelnis.
Are you still by the brook?
Yes.
Just you?
Yes.
So I'm gonna follow Q over there. I'm gonna give her some time to clean off. But as she's inspecting the amulet, I'm going to head that way. Is he dead?
Yes.
Actually dead.
Yes.
Just making sure.
And scene.
That was a quick conversation.
Straight and to the point.
I go back, I settle in, I'm inspecting the horn.
The horn, as you look at it, once again, it's still a very simple kind of a hunting horn. You put it to your lips, kind of fill the embouchure you need. You've blown on many of these before, but anytime you've ever gone out as a pack hunt or as a clan hunt, and just seems normal. You're so tempted to blow into it, and then after a while you start feeling this kind of vibration come from the horn itself. That sound that you heard whenever someone else played it, there's something very odd about it. It didn't. The more and more you think about it, it's not that the sound was actually in existence. Your ears didn't actually hear anything. It was in your head that you heard something. Which is why you probably think that nobody else was able to actually identify that something had been blown. And then after about an hour, you kind of set it down and you have a general idea of what this might be. Not for sure, but yeah, it's coming to you.
Okay.
Dakar, do you have anything?
No, just gonna post up next to my pops in the tree and go to sleep.
Dakar, every now and then just kind of wakes up, looks around, kind of eyes the environment. Every now and then we'll just kind of stare at you and then go right back to bed. Eventually nighttime, or not nighttime because it's still morning, settles, y'all sleep throughout the better part of the morning. Finally, the heat of midday starts to wake you and startle you from your slumber. You do have your long rest. However, it is now getting pretty close to afternoon. If you are going to travel, you're going to probably have enough time to travel through the Deadwood and make it into midnight before it's time to rest again. So if there's anything else you want to do in Lakota, keep in mind you probably want to do it pretty soon. Otherwise, you're going to stay another day in Lakota. Also, Countess, give me that.
Thank you.
I do not think we should do anything in Lakota.
Nope. Think that's a bad idea.
Yes. Alright. So, I think we should grab your parents, let's go.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
As you break up camp, you start making your way south through the Deadwood. You've actually gone this way before, ladies. You actually find the same path you started to trek when you left the Puffing Pegasus the first time, heading your way to find the south. But this time you actually have a guide, so I take it probably Dakar you're leading?
Yes.
Right, so Dakar, give me a, let's do a survival check as you kind of try to remember the best routes.
12.
Go for it.
I mean, the Deadwood itself is not safe by any means, but it's also not treacherous. So you kind of avoid natural burrows where you know that creatures would dwell. It's midday, so a lot of the creatures themselves are either resting or finding shade. You kind of find areas where the sunlight is pushing through the open, dead parts of the canopy and navigate staying as close to the outskirts of the Deadwood as you can without being seen from the road. At which point you slowly make your way to an opening that's very familiar to Countess and Q. Those 4 stacked wooden pillars.
This is it! This is the one we were talking about. The one with the signs.
The 4 posts and the
Yeah.
thing in the middle.
Oh, for
Remember-
my dream.
yeah.
For my dream.
No,
We
it's
saw
real.
it.
We
We
saw
saw
it
it.
in real life. Here it is.
We got lost.
Oh.
So
Did
what
you-
is it?
You didn't remember where it was?
No.
No.
What do you do now?
No, I don't
Here.
remember where it is. You just happened upon it again.
Oh, I gotcha.
So what is it?
I don't know.
But did you dream about it?
I did.
What happened in your dream?
I think it's some kind of druidic circle.
What's that?
It's a circle made by druids.
Does it do something?
I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
I'd like to examine the pillars for writing and whatnot.
There's carvings and sketches all over this. As your 2 friends take you around, they show you the pendants that are at the top are hooked into almost like a crescent moon shape, and suspended from each one are various items. One being almost like a white pearl, a large mother of pearl sphere. Another one that has these spindle webs kind of tied into a spiderweb shape within the crescent itself. Another one that has almost like a bell, a small bell chime that's just tied and looped and suspended. And then the last one, just the crescent itself. But the color of the wood is very burned and almost ashy. The writing, as you look at it, it's not a language, but somewhere in the back of your mind you get these images of 4 words: time, space, mind, life. Each pillar representing a different one of those aspects.
From
Did you find anything out?
I'm still looking. From my dream, does this look identical to it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So in my dream, these words were like hovering over the pillars.
What words?
The words that are on the pillars.
I can't read them.
You can't read that right there?
Oh, what we call that right there
It's chicken
is
scratch.
got it. We got it.
No offense to your
Your chickens. No.
I say chicken scratch. I've never seen a chicken with that kind of penmanship. The 4 pillars say time, space, mind, and life.
So in your dream, what are you doing with all of this? Are you like in the middle?
You're too close to the road.
We gotta move.
Get off the road. Get off
Horse
the road.
was going fast.
Sorry. Are you
Yeah.
like in it? Like in the middle? Or
Well, watch out for that hollowed out spot in the middle.
There's a hollow spot in the middle?
Well, like where a fire might have been or something.
No, I don't think it was a fire. There were 4 beams at each of the posts, and I think they were doing magic. Well, I'm pretty sure they were doing magic.
okay.
Like far more advanced stuff than I do.
We'll get in the middle. Maybe you can do it too.
You think so?
I don't
Try
know.
it out.
Try it. You never know.
I like y'all.
I push him in the middle.
I'm gonna do a dexterity check and try and land in the middle gracefully.
Nice. It's up to you. Do you want to land in it gracefully or not?
Yes, I do. I'm a like superhero land, like in the middle of the circle.
All right, now do it dexterity. I was just gonna let you go there.
12.
I mean, it's not like she shoved you so hard that you went 30 feet in the air. And got,
She shoved you, not me.
Yeah. You make it, you catch yourself, and you kind of pirouette off your toes and stare at them. You're in the middle of a circle.
Do something.
Anything
The
happen?
torch is
Are
gone.
you?
It's a clap where I do it. This magic stuff's easy.
Dack on.
We're changing what we sell.
Okay. Well, I just thought I'd check. I mean, if this is junk, we can move on. I just thought it was pretty cool.
I feel like if you dreamed about it too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it might just be something we gotta keep in the back of our minds.
Let me try and think if I can remember anything they were chanting in my dream.
Oh, okay.
This is my thinking face.
There was no chanting, so.
I don't think they were chanting anything.
Oh, okay.
They were just doing magic.
Okay.
But it wasn't my dream.
Is there a way to like mark the path so only you know how to get back here? Because I feel like this is important, but it's maybe not a priority right now. So if we needed to come back, we could find
No,
it.
I have a good sense of where it's at.
Okay.
Okay, but what if you're not with us? I'm not gonna just start burning trees.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't suggest that.
No.
Like, this wood is dead. Like, it will... It's like kindling.
Yeah.
It'll
So
light.
should I start scratching on trees? Like
Do it like in Balto.
leaving.
But how do I know they're mine? Your paws are bigger, Balto.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay, maybe like okay, on our way as we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put them on the north side of the tree as we're heading south.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So you make a few little claw marks.
Timber!
There are a good dozen or so trees that are just clawed. That's okay.
You turn off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 11:30.
Got it.
And it's Wednesday.
Oh, technical difficulties, but we're good. There we go.
All right. Nope.
Nope.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, hold
No,
for
no,
technical difficulties. Well, it's because the app closed. Hold for technical difficulties.
That is a beautiful shot.
That's a horrible clap.
Ba 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 ba!
Sorry about that. We are back. Once again, we run on a budget, and sometimes we forget to do things, and it messes us up. But
People will be fired.
yes,
All of
don't
them.
worry. We will talk with you.
Every paid employee just got fired.
So currently, you're still at that druidic site, and you are standing in the middle. Dakar, you're looking around. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, because I can't remember anything else from the dream super vividly.
Okay, so we walk away. I'm making scratches
Yes. So
on the north side.
North
Yes.
As
we
we're
go
heading south.
yeah. So you're making your way. So as you break off into the forest again, moving away, the forest itself is starting to bow towards the west, and you familiar, especially Q, because you've traveled back and forth. The road itself to Kalakesh is actually heading east. So at some point, you're going to start diverging from the road, and it's going to start traveling to its limits, but going away from Kalakesh.
Yes. But we need to go towards Kalakesh, so...
I feel like we're far enough away from Lakota now to safely travel openly.
I mean, don't want to be open. Like, I don't want to be on the road saying, we just killed the bear!
Let's not use that we word. Let's drop that we word.
Pronouns.
I just...
we just killed the bear, see? That's how they talked in the old days.
There was a fight, see?
Who has the head?
So yeah, we're walking off the road, but along the road towards Kalakesh.
Thank you. Just
Well,
about
we
that.
gotta remember too, like we saw those posters for us.
Yes, I know. That's also why we don't want to be...
I don't know how
Openly on the road.
widespread they are.
I mean,
Better safe than sorry.
yeah.
I don't know where Kalakesh is, so I'm not going to lead.
Alright, so as you make your way, are you going actually onto the road, or are you moving out of the forest?
I'd say out of the forest, along the road, but not on the road.
Okay.
Like on the coast side of it.
The coast of the road. The shore of the road.
Yes.
So as you break out through the tree line of the deadwood, the road itself is not right there. However, you can see it as the hill line itself is starting to go further down. It's the altitude, even though you're floating in the air, is declining slightly. You do see the far, like we're talking like miles and miles away, another forest tree line. This one looking slightly more jungle-esque, not so defined in lineage of how the trees are shaped, but more of that kind of overlapping canopy. This is where Kalakesh is located at. It's kind of hidden in this tropical area that's right near the actual fall off of the island. But you've got a ways to go. It's going to be possibly another couple of days travel. As you start walking that way, day is starting to get a little bit hotter. You're getting into about 4 in the afternoon before it's heading over into the evening. The actual windway that we've talked about before, that train-like transport that takes goods from Kalakesh towards the capital by cutting across and around the mountainous areas of Etor Isle, is very, very close to where you're at. You see the large stone archways that kind of support this massive, I mean, think like monorail type mechanism that transports the goods. Very, very high in the air. It's about 300 feet supported. A very huge stone crafting monstrosity that was actually gifted by the doors of Bodun Refuge as a means of bringing the two sides of the island together. You notice that the road itself kind of mirrors and starts to follow the path of the windway, whereas the windway you have to have passage to get on, and there's only certain ports that allow you to jump onto the windway. The road itself is for everyday travel.
Is there anybody else on the road?
Make a perception check.
23.
Woo! Way up about 3 columns, you do see at the very base there is an individual or so actually standing on one of the support platforms. So the column itself, they land into these large stone bases that are about 20 feet off the ground, and they kind of stair step all the way down. And it's just a massive support for one of the beams that holds up the archways. There is a lot of camping equipment that's kind of scattered around it, and you see an individual standing on top of one of the large steps, and there's numerous other smaller creatures that are moving very quickly and kind of running around the base itself.
So the base are like plateaus, or they were man-made, you said?
These are all man-made.
Man-made, okay.
Is there any
Dwarven
cover nearby? Like, how far is I know that we walked away from the tree line, but how far is it?
If you're going to walk back to the tree line,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be another about 10-minute walk to get back to the tree line.
Okay. There's somebody up ahead. I don't know if we want to just keep going like we don't know anything and just keep minding our own business, or if we want to try to hide, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, I have a hood I can use to disguise myself.
I mean, I have a mask, but I think that might do us a little bit worse if I have it on.
Well, you're from here, right?
I haven't been here in a while, but yes.
Ah, okay. It's been a while since I've been here too.
Yeah.
But like, is that a usual gathering you would see?
I mean, people hanging out on the street is not usually the best. Camping out on the street is not usually the best sign.
I would say we stay on guard
Okay.
as we're passing, but we should probably come up with a story of why we're coming, or the truth.
No, let's not do that.
Well, the truth is easy to remember.
Yeah, it also will get us murdered.
Ah,
So what if we use a portion of the truth?
What if we say we're trying to find a doctor for your dad?
Right, we're
That's
helping
that's the level of
walk your
truth I'm
parents
willing
to-
to give right now.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm gonna kind of fashion my bandana into like a just a little like old lady type scarf to hide all my hair and yeah. So
There's
we're
not
going-
much I can do.
So we're going?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Where are y'all going exactly?
I guess we're just gonna keep on going the way we were. Like, we're not gonna try to veer any specific way. We're still gonna keep going south.
Heading south towards...
Mhm.
Okay, so you're actually going towards that direction where they are.
Yes.
Because at this point, the island itself is starting to narrow off.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take the road to get into
Okay.
Goblet.
Oh, so they're not
Okay.
like on the other side of the road.
Got
It's actually
Yeah.
on the
Got
road.
it. Okay. Then we'll go on the road. Yeah, trying not to mess with their camp or anything. Just going, minding our own business.
As you start walking and approaching and getting closer, you start noticing... Actually, what's everybody's passive perception? Let's do it that way. Because y'all aren't on guard.
15.
14.
15, 14, and...
12.
Oh, alright. Kelvis, you're not really noticing this that much. You're too busy kind of looking at Lilith and Dakath and just making trying to
Birds.
piece together like how do these kooky birds meet? How does
What's their story?
Okay.
Okay.
And at which point Dakar and Q, the closer you get, there's a lot of noise coming from the campsite itself, and you start seeing things that are still getting ripped apart and thrown over. As you see some of the creatures that are doing that little perimeter run, it's almost as if they are stalking something that's high up above. You've seen this before in the Deadwood itself. Weaker creatures that would climb up to the top of a tree to get some distance, as predatory creatures would maneuver and kind of scope out the area below.
I think they treed something. That's a turn.
What? Sorry, I'm still
Oh.
stuck on your parents. But go on.
over here, Calvis. Eyes over here. Eyes front.
Treed?
Like they're circling their prey.
Okay, got it.
Like
Okay.
they're trying to get to something in that campsite.
Okay. So we should be fine. As long as I just hold on really tight.
I mean, unless they turn their attention towards us, since we're easier prey.
Oh.
Well, maybe not you.
Yeah, but
I want to see if I can figure out what exactly it is that's I guess like what kind of creature they actually are. Like that's disturbing or that's hovering.
Go ahead. Who rolled the perception check?
Nobody.
No, it's fantastic. So at this point, yeah, go ahead and roll your perception check.
15.
15. It's not clear who they are. However, you can tell that some of the creatures are running a lot faster. So the ones that are running faster, you notice they're on 4 legs than 2, while the others that are kind of tearing through the camp have weapons and are smaller in stature, but there is one individual that towers over them that seems to be kind of commanding and giving orders. Looking up where that one little figure you saw that was up at the top of the base itself, they don't seem to notice that it's there. However, you see from that same area, there's now this subtle reflection of light that kind of just beams off the last dying, fleeting sun that's in the sky and kind of beacons your way.
Is there any space on the other side of the road? Or is it just the road?
It's pretty close.
It's a tight squeeze.
20, 30 feet, and then there's a road. Some 40.
I'm a little nervous about this, y'all.
Me too.
Because we have your parents with us.
Yeah.
So is this something we need to take care of before we pass through?
Well, I mean, I don't care about fighting them. I just want to get around them.
But can we get around them with your parents?
Whether my parents were here or not, it seems like someone's in trouble that we should probably help out.
I mean, I guess. All right then, I guess. I mean, if you think they should be helped, I mean, I'm not convinced.
Well,
but
They're
How do we know
obviously
they're good.
Well, they're obviously being stalked by a larger, massive bodies.
what do you
If
have
those-
against large, massive bodies, huh?
Not large, massive bodies. A larger mass of bodies. Multiple badai.
What if we just go as far as we can on the outside, away from the road, to kind of avoid the commotion?
I'm all for that plan.
Okay. Just keep your parents on the outside of it, because I don't want them to get hurt. But let's go, because we can't stand here.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're walking closer?
We're trying to get as far away from the road on the opposite side from where we were, because you said that part was there was no more space. But on the other side, you said there's about 30 feet or so.
To the pillar, yeah. To the archway pillars.
Okay.
The road itself follows
Yeah.
the windway, because you gotta think of the windway is going to Kalakesh.
Yeah.
This
Right.
is now where the road and the windway are starting to come together.
Is it like underneath or is it like parallel?
It's parallel,
Okay.
but they're
Yeah.
close. It's not like they're miles away and I see.
Yeah.
No, they're pretty close where they're gonna see.
We're in the shadow of the windway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused about the actual layout of how the island.
problem.
So, from what I'm gathering from you, it's like the road, the railway, and then the drop off of the island.
When you
Yes.
get to Kalakesh,
Then when we
yes.
get to college.
But like where we are right
Kalakesh-
now.
I think we're right about.
Kalakesh was a peninsula town
Yes.
at some point. However, because you're floating in the sky, it's a drop.
Got it.
I
Okay.
would say we are right about there.
Got it. Okay.
But this is where the island is narrowing down.
Yes,
It's
yes,
not
yes.
safe to travel too close to the edge So it's not like there's just grass and then you get to the drop off. It's starting to get craggy where this part would have been underwater.
Okay.
Those
I
flat earthers
say
were
we
like,
get as far away from the road as we can and just go follow the edge of the island.
if you think that's safe.
I mean, there's a battle right here. Do you want your father to walk through here? I'm going the other way, and I'm taking your dad.
Well, if you're taking my dad, I'm going with you.
Well, why was that so hard? Let's go. So
as you start walking, you're still going that way.
yes.
It's fine. I just didn't know where
Yes.
you're going. And as you start getting closer, there is a resounding horn sound that comes from that area as you notice the figure that was standing taller does reach up and begins to blow on his horn, and you see those faster moving creatures that were moving around the base begin traveling your direction. So at this point I would need everybody to roll for initiative. Maps. It's really fun that you said Beneath the Shadow of the Windway,
Uh-oh.
because that is actually the title of the encounter.
Oh.
Bonus points!
So, to walk you through the area itself. So the Windway is right here. The pillar, even though it's kind of tall, we're talking about is over here. So there's actually a creature that is up on the pillar,
Click, click, click.
and then in the shadow of the Windway, got a few other creatures. That one might not do.
Is the bluer thing shadow, or is that road?
This is all the shadow.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all open area, so you can move wherever you want on this one. There we go. And then you have a couple creatures running to you. Oh, I don't think I have two of those, so we're going to use a bear.
God.
Yeah, we'll use those two. So you have a couple of creatures that are actually running to you. Alrighty. So order, please. We said that the three of you were kind of talking together, so you are kind of stacked. Okay. Is that fine right there?
Yeah.
Like that? Alright, so what you see running towards you are actually two very, very rabid hyenas that are just kind of full speed going your way as the rest of this cohort of these humanoid creatures begin to turn and you see them start to step your way. So starting out with initiative order, 25 to 20,
21.
21, 20 to 15,
15.
15 to 10.
11.
What about for your mom? No. Yeah. 11 for Dakar. Alrighty. So we have. Ooh. $13. Oh my gosh, those hyenas didn't do too well.
Oh, guys, I'm a little nervous about this.
Why are you worried? Alright, so it's actually going to start off. Though the one that had the horn, with it in the shadow of the windway, you kind of see its figure as it turns. Its eyes have this yellow, very bestial wolf-like kind of tint to it, and it begins to move towards you. And as it comes out of the shadow, you now see this hulking, it looks orc-like, however, it's more distorted and has more goblin-esque features. This is a tall, standing bugbear that has this massive club in one hand. That is, it's wooden handle, but as it reaches to the wooden end, it's a spear with these giant spikes, almost like nails, just coming out of it. A self-fashioned morning star. And that's all he's gonna do because that's as far as he's going today. Kelness, it is your turn.
Y'all.
This wasn't my plan, it was Q's.
Ever since I joined up with y'all. Okay, I'm going to use my movement and move towards. I'm gonna move towards the hyenas because I feel like I can get closer to them.
Yeah, you can get right up to it if you want.
All right, and as my action, I would like to hit it with my short sword, but hang on. Uno momento, por favor. I'm bringing up my flowchart. FYI,
Order of
everybody.
operations.
Yes. PEMDAS. Thanks, Hovda. Okay, so I'm hitting with my short sword, and that means that I...
Roll your d20.
Thanks. We're off to a great start. Aww. What do I add to that?
And it should be whatever your modifier
hit
is
DC.
for your short sword.
Oh, so 11.
An 11 for the hyena?
Yeah.
That is actually gonna hit.
Oh my goodness. Okay. 10.
Ooh.
10 points of damage to it?
Yes.
As it runs and you can see it full sprint and you go up at it, it leaps up to get you and you just take your short sword and just slam and cut through and you hear this as it kind of topples and hits the ground and doesn't get back up.
What?
What?
Wow.
It's only a hyena, guys. It's not. People act like this.
Let her have it.
Hey, I'm just trying to...
Not everybody.
No
knows
surprises
dire,
for
guys.
later.
Now you gotta chop its head off.
My puppy.
Her cute.
Hey, y'all don't know that.
That's all I'm gonna do right now.
Alrighty, that's gonna take us to the goblin's turn. So they're all gonna get to move.
Oh,
Let's
good.
see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. This one's gonna get.
So I'm guessing the ruling on goblins was a yay for goblins.
I mean, I brought it for a reason. Alright, as they kind of scatter out. One of them is going to make an attack against you. So, first attack, as you see, it comes up with this like jagged, it looks almost like it's rusted out. It probably could give you tetanus. It's one of those kind of blades.
That's the real damage.
Tetanus Everdeen. Also, nat 20. So that's gonna be. I need some d6s. That is 8 points of slashing damage as it kind of runs up to you and quickly just jabs in, and it uses almost like it's gonna punch, but it slides the blade up your scales, and you see one of your scales just chip off and kind of fall to the side. And then
Do they grow back?
I don't want to talk about it.
that is its turn.
Hey!
So it's-
Watch your words.
At which point, this one over here,
How could you hear us with those tiny ears?
so the second one, you see it pull up and it has this
Where are
short
y'all
bow.
right now?
It pulls a short bow up and it aims it, and it's going to go and it takes a shot at you, Q. That is going to be an 18 to hit,
Yeah.
and that does... Nope, 2 dice. Sorry, fell on the floor. Ooh, should have kept the other dice. That's only 3 points of piercing damage, as it kind of whizzes by and it just slowly nicks the corner of your arm right near the elbow.
Oh, I was gonna say I got a new earpiece.
And as its turn, the other ones cannot attack right now, so it's going to take us to Q.
So Q was really like not intending to fight, but now that they're like not holding back, she's gonna go up and hit that goblin that just attacked her. Yeah.
Wait, target?
I'm 30. Yeah.
Yeah. You have a little more movement if you want to
he's
get
got some
around,
place
or if you
for
I just
life.
went straight forward.
Um,
That was only 10 feet of movement. You have plenty of.
I'll just go one more to be on this side.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And that's gonna be 20 to hit, not a natural 20.
Yeah, you got it.
And that's gonna be 12 damage.
12 damage. As you run through and you take your rapier and you see him pull up another arrow, and as soon as he pulls it up, you just stab straight through it. It cracks the bow in half, and it just goes straight through the neck, and he kind of grabs onto it, and you can hear him just choking it down, and you pull it out, and his body just falls forward.
Oh my god.
Monster.
I'm even trying! And I'm also gonna say, Dekar, just keep your parents back. And that's it.
That's good.
That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. The hyena is going to run forward. It's going to run straight at you, Q, because you're right there. You're closest.
Mm-hmm.
This one. Alright, it doesn't get its pack tactics because you killed that guy. But it is going to make a bite attack against you. We're going back to the nat 21. Oh, we should have left the nat 21. It goes to bite you. You kind of pull your hand back right away. And that's all it gets. Dakar!
I'm gonna reach down to my pocket and cast Magic Stone and pull out some of my pebbles. I'm gonna start slinging it up to full speed. I'm gonna let loose at the hyena.
Go for it.
Your mom's gonna be so mad at you. She said no magic.
That's what I did in my pocket. 5.
It kind of skids and does a couple little bunny hops, goes underneath its legs, kind of looks at it. Arr!
Heads up!
Fetch.
Every time it hits the floor, it's just like divots just explode in the ground.
And that's my turn.
Sweet. It's going to take us back to the top. The bugbear. It's going to run up, get right up on you. It's going to make its attacks at you, Q. Oh, it doesn't get that. Would have been nice if it could have surprised you, but nope. As you see that jagged nailed morning star just comes forward and swings into you with a nat 20. I'm not even joking.
I believe you. I believe you.
I'm so sorry. Alright, D8s. Those are
Plural?
Yeah. Because he gets a heavier attack. Sorry about that. Well, that'd be 12, 20. That is 26 piercing damage.
Oh.
As
Just lay her down
yeah. As he goes straight forward and just and the nails like reach right in, nick right close to where your artery would be, and you just feel like right away you're like, this is karma, and just
I've been the feed.
Hashtag you've been the feed. Oh, Hovda, you get one. One inspiration.
That's two for the day.
You know what? Take an inspiration point. You made me laugh today. So you have one inspiration. If you want to re-roll something, you have free re-roll if you like it.
Oh.
Once today. Oh my gosh, that makes me happy. Yeah, that is gonna be it. It's gonna take a couple more steps. And that's gonna be the end of its turn. That takes us to Kelmus.
I'm going to use my bonus action for... No. I am going to use my movement to move in front of the bugbear.
Okay. As you step out, that goblin's gonna get an attack.
Okay.
Goblin. It's not gonna hit. So as it swipes its rapier and it just misses you this time.
Now that I'm in front of the bugbear, I am using my bonus action to go into a rage. And so I also start to glow.
As you feel that, yeah, I know what you get to do. As you feel that anger, as you see your friend hit that.
And my scale first. My
Forget
scale.
you.
No, I'm just going in chronological order here. The scale happened first, then Q.
Yeah. There's that chip of the scale, and it's just like, and then as you kind of, I'm gonna say you just push the goblin. It goes to swing and you push it back, and then just start running, and then you see that heat, the locomotive kind of like pile up inside of your chest, and all of a sudden the scales just erupt. This wave of heat rushes straight to you, Dakar, but it just kind of dissipates before it hits you, because you were right there almost in range. That's
All
going to
toasty.
be 2, correct?
Yes, he gets 2
fire
damage.
Yeah. Because he kind of just enjoys the flame.
I think this is my first time seeing it in person.
Yeah. Oh, this is your first time, yeah. Dakar's mom's like, no magic!
You slap her! I'd like to see you slap her!
Have to get down.
Go hit the back of her kneecap.
Alright, your action.
My action, I'm gonna hit him with my short sword.
Go for it.
Oh boy. 15.
15, unfortunately, is a miss.
Yeah.
As the heat kind of rushes over him and he doesn't seem to phase, and you go after that burst, trying to use it as a distraction. It comes in and he just catches your wrist and then throws it to the side.
Okay.
That's gonna be the goblins up next. This one's going to move forward as far as it's gonna get. 5, 10. It's gonna get in range with Dakar. That one can't quite get there. So one goblin's gonna make an attack, Dakar. I'm pretty sure this is gonna hit. That is a 21.
Yes, that barely makes contact.
I mean, you never know. It's going to be 5 points of slashing damage as the scimitar comes raking across your shoulders. You put it up to kind of deflect, and you meant to get it with your staff, and it just hits your forearm.
I forgot how my sling out. Oh.
Yeah. Staff, sling arm. That's going to be its turn. That takes us to Q. Need a death saving throw, please.
Yep. That's a fail.
Alright, that's 1. The hyenas are up next. Well, hyena. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to pull up on you, Kelnis.
Mm-hmm.
Because it does have an ally, it does get its pack tactic, so it's going to get advantage on this.
Okay.
That is... Ooh, I rolled 2 10s. But it's a 12. I don't think it's going to hit anyone.
No.
Yeah. So it goes to bite you and just can't quite get into your hide. That's going to take us to Dakar.
Alright. I will start by... I'm going to start whirling up another stone in my sling, and then that tried and true, like just sending out the good vibes towards bless you.
Thank you.
Q. I'm going to cast Balm of the Summer Court on Q. And give her 4 hit points, plus 1 temporary. And then let loose an attack at the hyena.
Okay, go for it.
15.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Five damage.
5. So as you release, the stone itself impacts and hits right on the rib cage, and you hear this just snapping of the ribs as one kind of juts out, and it just and falls to the side of it. Yeah. You don't have 5
Why
hit
do I
points.
murder animals?
Worst.
We're gonna eat it later.
For your sacrifice.
We're gonna use the whole animal. It's okay.
You've left every other animal.
What? Just have that just to make them back with the bears.
I can help you roast.
They keep. Oh, that's my turn.
Okay, that's going to take us back to the bugbear. It is going to take its turn just against you since you're right there, Miss Kelnis.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is a natural 19, so 23 to hit.
Okay.
Doing 9 points of piercing damage, but it's reduced because you're raged, so 4
Okay.
piercing damage. And that is its turn as it just wells into you again. But this time you're ready for it, and you just kind of pull and you only take a slight scraping of the impact. It still digs you into your shoulder with those nails. That's going to take us to Kelnis.
Okay. I am going to rev up again as my bonus action.
All right. Keep in mind you are also within 10 feet of
Take
of
back.
Q.
Take back. That's okay because the way I'm facing and she's down, I'm going to use as my action. I'm going to use my breath weapon.
I keep forgetting you have that.
Light
Alright,
him up.
dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, an 8? I don't think an 8 saves.
Nope.
Yeah, so
12, right?
Yeah, he has to be 12.
Okay.
he goes in that strikes, gets you, remember, it cuts right in, and he kind of
When did your voice drop?
That was him, not her.
I'm finding Jabba all of a sudden.
I thought that was me too.
That's totally him. But if I
That's that smoke. That smoker voice you got when you're flaming up.
That ranky Zadima.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Right.
So much.
Okay, hang on though. Raging.
It's gonna be just straight damage.
Just- okay.
Does she add rage to flame?
Does it count as a ranged attack?
No range.
No. But does that count as a ranged attack?
Yes.
Then yes.
Yeah, it's not a melee attack.
Oh, okay.
No.
just-
It also works for ranged attacks.
Oh, yeah, it's attack. No matter what, it's either
Oh,
melee or
yeah.
range, so you're gonna get it.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Plus
No, plus your range. Yeah.
11.
11. Alrighty. I mean, that makes a difference. Yeah, that flame just kind of burns, and where the first little puff of fire damage just kind of like wafted over him and kind of singed the nose hairs, he just kind of laughed it off. This one, eyebrows are gone. The minimal hair that he had spreading out is now just falling off, and you can see just like this burnt outer layer of skin that's just kind of peeling off. You gave him a facial.
It's the scene in Terminator 2 with the fence.
We call that the old dragonborn facial.
Give him the old dragonborn facial. Oh my gosh. Anything else you'd like to do, Calvin?
I'm pretty sure that's hang on. I think that's all I can do.
Yeah, you would only have your bonus, but like I said, Q's in range if you don't
Okay.
use that. Alright, so to the goblins, I say. So this one running up is going to get in range with you. That one's going to also pull into range and get around. And they're all going to make their attacks. First one is going to be against is going to be against Kel.
Okay.
That is a miss. I don't think 13 hits you.
Nope.
And I was on the wrong one anyway. Still 13. The other two are going to attack you, Dakar. First one, also a miss. 12 doesn't hit.
Nope.
One behind you, 15
That makes contact.
makes contact. As it kind of sneaks up against you, doing 7 points of slashing damage. The first one kind of sweeps at you, and you back up, and the other one's there and just kind of gets you across the hip. That's going to take us to Q.
So Q is going to use half her movement to get up and is going to get behind the bugbear and slash him with the rapier.
Go for it. You have your sneak on this.
Is there an advantage?
Yes.
Yes. 13.
13 for the bugbear.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, is a miss.
Okay, so she's going to use her bonus action to disengage and move as far as she can back.
Okay, so you have 30, right?
I used half her movement to
15.
get up.
I know, but you have up to 30, right?
Yes.
So you just have 10.
Okay.
Alrighty, the hyena is dead, so that's going to take us to Dakar.
Feeling cornered now, after I take that hit to the back, I'm gonna sort of be looking just behind the goblins in front of me, and I'm going to face step to that location.
To which location do you
Behind the goblin that's in front of Dekar.
So you want to go here?
Like 10 feet.
How far behind him do you want to go?
Let's see. I'm faced him 30 feet away. So let me do 10 feet behind him. Go 15.
15? Okay, that would get you somewhere right around the edge of the shadow.
That's good.
Okay. Over there.
And since I'm autumn, They need to make a wisdom saving throw of DC 12 or they will be charmed.
Does that take effect into your in level 3? Is that when they started?
I believe so.
I forgot.
Is it a later level?
No, I haven't thought about that about when you're
Yes, third level, yeah, at third level.
Get it.
Oh, I'm sorry, DC 13.
DC 13 for both.
Wisdom save.
Oh yeah, they are not wise, and we have an 8 and a 3, so they are both charmed.
So they are infatuated by me.
Yeah. So they are not going to attack you at all. Doesn't mean they're going to do what you want them to, but they consider you a friend.
And with my, let's see, I think it's a bonus action. Yes, with my action, I'm gonna, as I materialize over there, sling another rock at the goblin next to Kelnis.
Okay, go for it.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
5 damage.
5 damage?
Yep.
Right. As you come out of that, this time, as you notice, you don't just disappear like you did the first time it ever happened. This time, you actually see this kind of swirl of leaves just fall off your body as if your body just turned into leaves and just fell to the ground. And in this new kind of wind swell of orange and gold, your body comes out and you're already winding up and you just release, and that purple pebble just slings right forward and it smacks the back of a goblin who is about to make an attack against Kelnis and just and falls right down.
Thanks, Dakar! Also, we gotta talk about that later. That was fancy.
All right, that's gonna take.
What happened? What did I do?
Oh, you have movement if you want. You still have your regular movement.
No, I'm good.
All right. The goblins that are now charmed kind of look around a little befuddled and amused, and then they look behind them and they kind of just see you, and that's all they're going to do for this turn, as they're just trying to gauge what's happening. Do they get a save every turn? It should say at the end if they save at the end of their turn.
It says they'll be charmed for 1 minute, or until you or a companion can deal, or your companions deal any damage to it.
Okay, yeah, so they're just kind of looking around. But I'll say for this round, they're still trying to figure out what just happened. That's going to take us to Q.
Q is going to run in, hit him, and run out. 16 to hit.
16 is exactly what you need. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
18 damage.
Ooh.
18.
And then bonus action to get out.
Right. So as you kind of run in and you see him huffing about what's happening around him, all of his friends are kind of falling down, his minions. There's this quick little as the rapier pops out of the belly from one side to the other, and kind of just looks at it as it slides back, and there you are, just skipping.
Wasn't me.
Not that far. Alrighty, Dakar, it is your turn again.
How did you get back to me so fast?
Oh, hold on. Actually, yeah, we skipped Kelnis. Kelnis, you have a turn. You and the bugbear have a turn.
No. After me, it's...
I know, I skipped the bugbear, Kelnis. I went straight to you. I should have. So the bugbear is actually going to get to go first.
Okay.
Then you. I'm going to say you already got your turn.
Okay, got it.
So bugbear is going to make his attacks against you. That's going to hit with a 22.
Yes.
Oh, rolled 2 1s on that. That's 4 points reduced to 2 piercing damage.
I'll take it.
So it's dink! Now take your attack.
Okay.
Or take your action.
I'm going to hit him with my short sword, maybe.
Oh, that was the saddest laugh I've ever heard.
Kel, this is sad right now.
Guess in the comments what you rolled.
Okay. So he comes with this weak attack. I'm gonna use the just storytelling for this. The rapier at that point reaches through and you see it pop out, and you're going for your attack and you see it come out right away, and you just kind of, it hits against you and you kind of bounce back and just nullifies your thought process. It wasn't that bad. It's going to take us to Dakar.
No goblins?
No, because that's part of the thing.
Oh, that's
Okay.
it.
I
Okay.
jumped backwards.
Okay,
on
gotcha.
accident.
Okay. Okay. I will. I'll use a bonus action to cast a magic stone again, reaching into my satchel of pebbles,
Okay.
and let loose another one at the bugbear. 16?
16 is exactly what you need to hit.
5 damage.
5 damage. What do you want to do with this?
As I have 3 in my hand since I just cast it, like I'm going to slowly pick. Yeah, that was pretty. Start slinging it up. Heads up! And then boom, just right in the head. I'm gonna coconut him.
As soon as you heads up! You see the crudely fashioned Morningstar just kind of falls through the air and then lands, and there's this big thump, but you can't tell if it's the body of the bugbear hitting the ground or the massive weapon itself that hits the ground, but he is gone. The 2 other goblins just kind of stare, and they run immediately towards you, and they go and they see, and these 2 goblins hide behind you. As if, I mean, you can tell they are cowering behind you.
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
They don't seem to speak your language, but they do immediately, like, they mutter to each other, and you see them kind of, like, looking down, like they're waiting for you to say something.
What are you guys after here?
It's still, like that.
Shoo! Be gone!
At which point you see them just kind of, and just, like, scatter through, and they just start taking off towards the deadwood itself. Nicely done. See, it wasn't that bad. You don't freaking out about it.
Yeah, we only all got toasted.
No, the bugbear got
Yeah, that's
toasted
true.
by Madame Emphysema over here.
Nothing like the smell of bugbear in the morning.
Let's not eat that.
Okay, I was gonna say, we're eating that also, because
No, we're gonna use it to cook the hyenas apparently since it's
a
smoldering.
little extra flavor.
Are your parents okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
Okay.
Is your dad
We're
still
good.
here?
Your dad's still just, like, holding on to the staff that he's been leaning on, just kind of staring.
See, my dad's a rock. He's nothing phases him.
I think there's a reason for that, but okay.
I think we should keep moving.
I think we need to check out this guy who's up on the column.
Oh, that's right. There's
Or girl.
Or girl, this being.
Person.
Well, can somebody else go? Because I'm not feeling too great.
What's the matter?
I got hit. That morning star was really
Oh.
hurt, really painful. So I need to stay away from anything that could hurt me for a little bit.
Q, you are the most scarf wearing this elf I know. And I'm gonna cast healing word on her.
Can I take away that inspiration point?
You wear a scarf like the 4th Doctor. 5 hit points. How does that treat you?
I'm better. Still
Like a
great.
new person.
Just trying to keep Kellen's rage from killing you.
Yeah, I feel like I don't need to be the one who goes up there. Right? Yeah. Might be a little intimidating.
I'll go talk to them. Hopefully they speak my language.
I mean,
I'll make my way over so the beings within earshot.
Right, as you walk over and you get to the pillar, you look up and you don't see, just by the angle, the sheer angle and the size of this, you can't see the top itself.
The coast is clear.
At which point you hear a little voice come up from right beside you. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I'm
God.
watching you. Thank you so much.
When did you get here? We're trying to help someone who's up there.
That was me.
Oh.
At which point you see this not rotund, but rather figured individual, hair pulled back into 3 tight, kind of cinnamon-looking rolls. There's a plethora of this dark, massive, bushed-up hair. And it almost looks like Princess Leia on the sides, if you think about that, but there's also a third one that kind of sits crowned up on top. And dwarven female in very, very peasant-looking clothes, and this large leathered satchel that kind of sits with this giant, almost looks like a haversack attached to it, that just kind of holds to the side of her body. No weaponage, very, very innocent, almost looking maybe as a young adult.
What's your name?
Marietta! Marietta! And you? Who might I owe the pleasure of proclaiming your wonders?
I am... Kelnis.
Kelnis. Well, I will go far and wide, and I will tell everybody about the joys of my savior's Kelnis. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with races. What are you?
I'm me.
The me. Kelnis the me.
Yes. Well said, well said. How long were you treed?
Oddly enough, it's been quite a long day. I woke up in the morning and noticed that there was a little bit of activity going around. I thought camping here so close to the town would be safe for me to set up a little shop for passerbyers, but second thought, that was probably not the smartest choice, but luckily enough, I'm pretty good around stonework, so I kind of hid upstairs.
So, you like stone?
I've lived in it my whole life.
What kind of wares do you sell?
Potions mainly. Cocktails.
I hear potions and I'm like, I need your help.
Oh dear. Yes, sorry. I noticed that you were helping Kelnis here out. Have a seat. And she kind of pulls up this broken stool that was once probably set up as a nice little area for you to kind of sit down and talk business, but now it's slightly shaky and wobbly.
Just take an EQ. Take a knee.
She goes, please, come into my shop. And you sit down in the destroyed camp. And she reaches into her bag and she pulls out one vial that looks really reminiscent of the vials that you have already.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Oh, please, on the house. I have to take care of this." And she hands it to you.
Thank you very much, and I take it.
All right, that is just a general healing potion.
So 10.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
I feel so much better.
Yes. I'm sorry. I met your friend Kelnis, but I haven't met you. My name is Marietta, by the way.
Kimura.
Nice to meet you, Kimura.
Also, you may be a little confused. You're Dakar. This is Kelnis.
Thank you so much.
Oh. And she kind of stops and looks right at you, and she walks up and she touches your scales. She goes,
Careful, Schlot.
"Are you a me too? Are you like a fancy me?"
No. It's wonderful to meet you, though.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you all too.
This is Marietta.
I heard.
Yes, hi, Marietta.
We're just trying to get into Kalikesh. We're trying to find a doctor for this person who we can't really figure out what's wrong with him.
Oh, well, I hate to tell you, Kalikesh probably isn't going to be your best place to save anybody if you're looking for medical reasons. I actually just went there thinking I could set up a shop, and it's kind of a dump.
Well, dump is a really strong word. I mean, there's some good people
She's
there.
from there.
I mean, I know it's no Lakota, but I wouldn't call it a dump.
Lakota. Ooh. I haven't been to Lakota yet. Actually, sorry, I just recently got off the Windway a couple of days ago, and I'm kind of making my way through the south, but I think I started too far south.
Where are you from?
The Baduin Refuge.
Mm.
I take it you've never heard of...
No.
Oh, well, it's further up to the north. It's actually on the far northern side of the Isle. You have to travel really, really far from the Windway to get there. It's closer up into the mountain region. No?
No.
I think that's a region that built the Windway, if I'm not mistaken.
Not actually our clans did, but yeah, I mean, many people who lived here on the island that long ago probably have ancestors or have lineage that went into the Baduin Refuge.
They're stone enthusiasts like yourself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't be called a dwarf if you don't have that lust for the stone.
So what brings you south?
I'm actually looking to find my own business. My family's kind of controlling when it comes to the family ownership and lineage of who. I don't really like what my family does.
What does your family do?
Well, what every dwarf does, they work either with the stone or they work at the forge, and I'm not really fond of standing in one place. I like talking. I like the communication aspect of like working with other people, selling, meeting, the adventure on the open road. So I took my inheritance and kind of left the refuge, and now I'm trying to find a place for me to set up shop. Marietta's Boats and Mocktails. Speaking of, welcome to the shop. I know it's seen better days. Currently looking for a new place to set up shop, somewhere maybe with walls and a little safer into town. This Lakota, you say? Any chance that there's a business opportunity in Lakota?
Well, there is a lady already who makes potions, but competition's never a bad thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I may have undersold myself when it. Potions, yes, but nothing mundane. I mean, what I can make is quite on the extraordinary. If I don't, not toot my horn too much. Toot toot!
What kind of ingredients do you use?
Well, honestly, it's not so much the ingredients that are special, it's the means of the crafting that goes into the ingredients.
Would you be able to help Dakar's father?
I mean, possibly. Step up, young man. Wait a minute. Who's his father?
Dakath is my father right here.
Oh, Dakath. So tell me a little bit, Dakath. How are you faring?
He's not gonna talk back.
Okay. Do you understand me?
I tried the ear thing. It doesn't work.
The ears are too small, right?
Yeah. Doesn't matter how close or far away you are.
Got it. Well, I don't know how to help if I can't be told. Well, I mean, he looks fine, other than typical aging. But people that are not like me tend to age a little differently. Any advice? What am I dealing with?
He's been in like a catatonic state for a while now. Like the lights are on, but no one's home.
And it's not just age?
Is not.
Okay. I mean, I don't have anything that's really mind related other than, and at what point she hits and she digs into her bag and she pulls out a vial of a very milky blue liquid in a very tiny kind of trapezoidal vial. She goes, ooh, it's not exactly a cure, but we could take a look into his mind.
Do it.
Go on.
Now, it did take a long time for me to craft this. I mean, I wouldn't mind selling it to you. I mean, since we are talking business, and I'll even give it to you at a good price because you did save my life. And
How much?
Well, on average, it runs about 180 gold pieces. But what if I gave you a deal in, let's say, 100 gold pieces?
Done.
Very well.
I give her 100 gold pieces out of. I
Out of your
fumble.
own personal.
Yeah, I fumble around. You can hear Felix, and I count out 100 and I give it.
Felix kind of comes up and you notice there's a little bit of singe mark on him from the previous battle you had.
Like-
Yeah.
the top of his hair.
There's a black streak in the white.
He has a
black
now.
mohawk straight up. Yeah. Okay. So she hands you the vial and she says, "Now, it doesn't last for a long time, but just drink this and you'll be able to peer into anyone's mind for a brief amount of time." And she hands you one vial of mind reading.
Okay. Do we want to do this right now? Or do we want to wait?
I think we do it right now, because she might be able to help us with the next step.
I agree. Do
Do
you
they
mind?
Do they need to?
Do you have the time?
Well, I mean, it is getting late, but
You would have.
Where are you spending
nowhere
the
else?
night?
I mean, you got me there. You're welcome to camp here with me if you don't mind the aspect that there are predators around. And
You think there'd be room at your parents' house for,
No, there's not.
never mind.
Well, no, there's not even room for us.
well, very well. I'll start a fire, and if y'all want to,
I'll stand on guard.
as you see, she kind of goes and piles up a lot of the torn up woodwork of her campsite and starts putting it together as kindling. And you see her slowly struggling.
Let me help you.
Oh, okay. Just come on over. It needs a little bit of air. And y'all begin to work. Yeah.
I can't do it again.
You rage. No. No, it takes y'all a little bit of time, but together y'all do manage to put the fire together.
Before your dad takes this, I think we should I want a little bit more information about how this works. Do we get to ask questions, or do we just know what's
And
happening?
can only one person see?
Well, I don't think my dad's taking it.
I think
We're taking it?
I
Okay,
think
yeah.
my
Which is
mother and
why
I should probably take it to talk to him.
Okay. Marietta, there's no instructions on this. There's no,
Well,
manual.
it's a potion. You drink it.
So we drink it.
Well, yeah.
all of us.
Well, it's only good for one person, so you'd have to pick who's going to drink it. But one person drinks it, and it will give you the ability to read minds. I mean, not for that long. It's usually going to last for, I think it's a minute.
Alright. Dakar, I think it should be you.
All right.
Find out as much as you can about what your dad sees.
And
But-
what happened? Why this is happening?
How does he feel? Not about. Get as much information as you can so we can relay it back to Marietta.
Gotcha.
Who did it?
Who, what, when, why, where, how, and sometimes why.
Oh, well, why and then sometimes why. Maybe not when. When may not be as important because your mom said when this happened. Just don't waste time.
Gotcha.
Okay. Alright.
All right, bottoms up.
And the devil laughs. I'm sorry.
So, Dak, are you drinking it?
Yep.
Alright, so as you drink, there is a minty rush that kind of coats over the gums, and you feel this cool Arctic kind of.
This is delicious.
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. You're thinking, a lot of the potions that you make aren't this good. So you're kind of thinking that whole point of competition is really in danger now. She's a good potioness, kind of potion crafter. After you kind of take it, you kind of stare around, and for a moment, nothing feels different, and you stare at your father. And there's this eerie silence. Not the absence of sound, But there's an awkwardness. There's nothing there. And then occasionally you hear just this gentle cackle of laughter. You kind of turn, you look at your mother, and you see she's staring right at you. And you just hear, he knows, he knows, he knows. I need both of you to actually make, unless you want him to read your mind. Let me make sure I do this real quick. Give me 1 second to make sure. It's a wisdom saving throw, unless if you're trying to hide something from him. Otherwise, he can.
9.
9. What's your spell save?
Spell save?
Yeah.
13, 12.
13? Yeah.
Mine's 12.
12. Alright. As you kind of look around, everybody that's in range of you, you can hear their thoughts going off. So they both had a fail. Because of the time limit, I'll say that you can ask one thing from them that you want to pick up out of their mind. It could be a detail about something. It can be a full question. They're not going to give you a monologue. It's almost like a true or false, yes or no kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Are you trustworthy?
Don't think of it so much as you ask, like, something that they would think about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, did I leave the stove on?
Not you.
Just question everything.
Actually, I'll let you have that. Are you trustworthy? Q, you want to go first?
Big question. Oh god.
So in that idea of you thinking about being trustworthy with Dakar, what kind of thoughts come back to him?
And then my voice interrupts hers.
There's this deep smoker voice.
Go ahead, comments if you have it.
I say yes. Y'all are my clan right now. Yes, I'm trustworthy.
I would say in that all I'm thinking about is we have to get your parents safe. We have to get your parents safe. Like that's what I'm thinking about. So you would get the vibe that yes, I'm trustworthy.
Do I have time to look at Marietta too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Marietta is thinking the whole time. It's these flashes of you've never seen a mind work this fast, and it's
Little OCD in there.
yeah, it's
ADHD.
it's you see things that are like Kalikesh, no. Lakota, check it out. Find a shop. Sell goods. Like it's like a checklist of she has a to-do list and now there's an excitement about it. She's found a market.
Okay.
At which point, do you have anybody else you want to look at? I'll give you one more since you're about to run out of time.
I'll go back to my mom.
She kind of stares at you, and you just get one last sentence of, I should never have talked to Zerafina. And then it kind of, that coolness falls away from your being, and that's it.
So?
Does anybody want tea?
Oh!
Yes, please.
That was heavy.
You liked it.
It was
didn't you?
delicious going down.
There's a secret to making them go down more pleasantly. It doesn't affect the potency, but it does give that nice little...
A spoonful
Yeah.
of sugar.
Is it?
Well, it's not a secret anymore. Molasses.
I detected a little mint as well.
I mean, some of the ingredients do call for a little oomph.
It was delicious.
Did you find anything else?
Well, actually, while you're making tea, Dekar, do you want to come and help me inspect these bodies that we so viciously slayed? So, heroically slayed?
I mean, we did save a very
we did,
able-bodied
which is why-
potionist.
Do you want to go recover some of the things that they might have stolen from her? Help me out?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay. So kind of pulling him away, kind of go to the farthest body away from the group. I ask him what he found out.
It's scary. Like as silent as my dad is on the inside. I mean, outside he was that silent on the inside. There was just an intermittent scream. But the only lead I got from it was the word Zerafina.
Your dad said Zerafina?
Well, I heard it from somewhere.
Oh.
There was a lot going on.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a lot. It was like being a newborn or something. Like just everything was like bombarding my brain at once.
Okay.
It was intense.
So do you know what will help him or what's...
I got jack squat from that.
Okay.
But we have a lead in Zerafina,
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Okay. All right. So while we're over there, I guess we check one of the bodies so it looks like we did something.
What about this big pointy thing?
Oh, the one that did this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want that. That's
think-
that's bad luck.
Do you think
I don't want
Kelness would want it?
that. Maybe.
You want to help me drag it back over there?
I don't think I can help you. Hey, Kelness, you want this? I think it's bad luck, but if you want it, you can have it.
Nah, I'm happy with my short sword. Thanks.
Okay. And man, you were killing it with that thing.
I mean, I'm just saying, it fell you in one swift swoop.
That's why it's bad luck.
And you're like, well, it's bad luck for whoever's on the other end of it.
And it was me.
But you won't be on the other end of it anymore. Well,
All right. I guess we should go back and get some tea. I'm disappointed you didn't find out more.
Meanwhile,
well,
at the
I didn't make the potion.
At the campfire, Marietta kind of looks at you and says, "Well, dear, it looks like it's just you and me. Is there anything that maybe you are looking for?" I mean, I make potions. I only have a few in stock right now because it's been hard to travel. But I do have some things if you're eager. She kind of digs into her bag, and you hear just click, 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 click.
Yes. Do you have a general healing potion?
I did give one to your friend. I have one more. But I also have some other healing potions. Depends on how potent do you want the effects to be.
How potent can they be?
Oh, I mean, the potency and the power of anything can be amplified if you know how to do it. It just takes time, and I only have a couple prepared, but I mean, if you want my best one, it's around 1,300 gold pieces. I mean, it can make you right as rain from the brink of death.
Yeah, I can't afford that. Sorry.
Pity. And she just kind of closes the bag. Well, I mean, I guess that's the problem I'm running into while I'm here, is that no one seems to have coin in the south of the island. Wasn't quite aware of that. But I hear this Lakota sounds nice. Maybe they have more residents there that would be interested in buying, or could use help with some of my goods.
Maybe. I didn't get the feeling that they have that much money, though. That's where I learned about money, but There were no numbers quite that high.
But they have money. I mean,
Not that much.
more than what they have back in Kalakesh. Oh, welcome back.
Hi.
Is that tea ready?
Oh yeah, it's a few more seconds and then we'll be able to pour it up. But I really feel like I'm gonna be missing an opportunity if I don't tell you that I could easily take off maybe another 10% off prices if you're willing to make any more purchases.
Oh, I think I'm good. But maybe you should have a conversation with my friend Dakar here, who is also a small business owner, former small business owner. It seems like you're doing really well. You just
Might have some tips.
Yeah, can you help him out a little bit? Just like
I'm-
bare minimum, small business 101.
Well, I mean, I can try. What kind of business are you in, Dakar?
Well, our shop in Lakota, we recently closed down because we're relocating.
Mm.
But we sold herbs mostly.
Just general plant-based herbs? Were you?
Yeah, for the most part,
Okay.
I would get the contents from the deadwoods which are surrounding Lakota, and between me and my family, we would
So you're like a greengrocer.
I didn't know it had a term.
You just collect the things that are grown, and you sell them.
Well, we make stuff with them, but yeah, I would also supply some others in town who made potions and whatnot.
Oh, so there is a potion maker there. Where is this place at?
Lakota's north of here.
So you're from Lakota. Oh, well, what if I were to make you a deal? I'm in need of an establishment right now, and if you're going out of business, what if I were to buy your establishment?
I mean, it seems like a fair deal. How are you with birds?
Her eyebrows go really high. You also notice right now that these are the roughest looking eyebrows you've ever seen. They are matted, just tangled and bushy, and they just raise really high. Birds? Is there a reason why? Why birds?
Well, there may be an aviary in the attic, but I would use certain species to help collect things faster and deliver things. If I can get out on foot.
I mean, I'm not really.
Well, just avoid it. Just
I
avoid
mean-
the attic then, if that's the case.
But if it's, you know what, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I would like to get there though. So, if you would be kind enough to possibly we can negotiate terms, like I wouldn't mind buying it outright for the right price, or if you would like to just partner up in business, we could also approach that route. If you'd like to keep your birds.
Well, they're sort of free range, so they're not my birds. They're just.
So if they were to be removed from the house, they would be independent enough to live? A bridge when we get there. A bridge when we get there, yeah. So...
I mean, nature finds a way.
Yes. Yeah. So let's talk cost. How much to purchase out this... I'm sorry, you never even told me what the name of your business.
Well, the shop's Puffy Pegasus.
Catchy title.
Yeah.
Marietta's moats might bring in more of... But you know what? We'll brand it later.
Well, they're potatoes and potatoes.
We'll put a pin in it.
Tomatoes and tomatoes, whatever.
So let's talk price.
Maybe you should talk with my mom about that.
Be a man to yourself.
Think
What's what does a building go for where you're from?
Well, since we build the buildings out of the stone, it's the amount of time that we put in.
Well, this isn't made of stone.
I figured.
Okay.
But, I mean, you make me your offer and we'll move from there. I feel like it's only fair for you to ask for what's fair, in your opinion.
Well, are you wanting to rent or are you wanting to buy more?
I mean, right now I just want to have a safer place to do business where my shop front is not going to be tousled every time the bugbear comes out of the wild work.
Well, yeah, that probably won't be a problem there. Let's see. Fair price. So, how are you with windows?
They're fine.
Well, one may be missing.
Oh, so there's just some slight repairs.
Correct, but it is fully furnished. Birds included. They have their own. They have their own place though.
Dakar, you let the birds go. Remember?
Well, yeah, but
You left the window open.
they come and go as they please. Like,
Oh.
There's gonna be bird shit everywhere.
She was trying to sell me a potion for 1,300 gold piece.
that's a lot.
Yeah, I can't afford that. One potion.
That's more than like our entire inventory.
Also, she's buying the building, not
I-
your stuff.
Well, I figured we would include it all. It's fully furnished. I figured that would help on the price.
But where are your mom and dad gonna go?
Well, they can't go back there.
Yeah.
Well, then, big number.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. See if it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's minus a window, but I feel like you're capable enough to replace that. The birds are currently coming and going as they please. There's a kitchen and bed apartment, so you don't have to worry about separate lodging. And then the storerooms are fairly stocked with herbs. Whether or not you can use them or not, I don't know. Like I said, I sell a lot of them to the potion maker in town as well. But if you don't need them, you could also sell them to her. So I'm just gonna say 10,000 gold pieces.
She kind of takes a moment and thinks about it. She opens up her bag and just starts pulling out bottles upon bottles of bottles, and you see all these vials just piling up on this makeshift desk that is just
You have room for all that in the shop, yeah.
setting it out, and you hear the clinking of bottles, and just as if she's like, just hold on, I know it's here somewhere, and just keeps pulling more and more as they start stacking into layers on top of each other. Just I don't have that much on me, but I do have some of my inheritance stored away where, it'd be stupid of me to travel with all my money.
Oh, yeah, that would be a ridiculous thing to do.
But I feel like it's very reasonable.
You don't do that.
What if I were to give you part of it in trade now, and then pay the rest upon delivery and arrival in, say, a month? We'll consider it renting for the month.
That seems like a fair deal.
Oh, wonderful.
So what are we getting now?
Well, it's up to you.
Oh.
I have lots of things, and she kind of stares, and you see everything she has pulled out. What is it that you need?
What do we need, guys?
I have roughly about 573 gold pieces on me.
like that's more useful maybe than some potions.
Well, right now, I mean, eventually, we'll probably need some potions. How about the 500 and... Well,
she needs some to make change.
how about 550 gold and 10 potions?
How about 550 gold and 10 potions that would just wow us?
How about you just let the goblins come back and just slaughter me now? Because without them, I can't start a business. And
Got it, alright.
What if-
550... Oh, okay, sorry. No, you.
By all means. I mean, this
Sorry,
is-
by all means.
No, I mean, you should. No, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. What if I give you 450 gold and another healing potion, standard issue, just as a kind reminder that'll get you back to the 500, and
So your potions cost 50 gold?
well, I mean, standard issue potions do cost. I mean, it's
That is a standard
you
price.
could go and get a poultice, or you could get a healing kit if you wanted, but if you want the pick me up right now, it's gonna cost a little bit. But if you say 450 the potion itself, and I'll even loan you something of rather unique, ingenious that was built within the Badum Refuge. Handcrafted. You won't find anything like it.
And then the rest of it he'll get later.
Well, yes, as you return to Lakota, you will pick up the remainder of the money there and return my item.
Ooh. What does the item do?
Good question, Kelnis.
Which
I'm
point?
sorry.
It's alright. At which point she says, "You already saw." And she holds up the bag and she kind of sets it down. What do you think? I carry all my wares, just huffing it across the island myself?
I've heard of those things.
What is it?
It's like a bag that doesn't have a bottom.
Bottomless bag?
Yeah.
I thought she was just a close-up magician.
I mean, it's your business. We can, like...
How heavy is it? Like, how much stuff can you hold in there, and how heavy is it?
I mean, I'm not the most statuesque person, but it doesn't seem to bother me. I mean, it does have its limits. You can't just stuff whatever you want in there, but it does...
Can it hold pebbles?
It could hold many, many pebbles. Yes, it's a wonderful pebble sack.
I'm sold.
So do we have a deal then? 450 gold, one standard health potion, and you may hold on to my haversack until we have reached...
We return safely.
Yes. At which point I will have Marietta's moats up and running by that point. Hopefully business will be booming, and the birds will be no longer an issue.
And you'll pay him the rest of the money.
Of course.
It seems like we have an accord.
She kind of reaches her small but thick fingered hand. She shakes. Very well then. Just give me one moment. She reaches into the sack and grabs out another sack. This one's very standard. And she pulls out 3 or 4 of them and starts loading potions into different ones. She says, "I just need the directions where I'm going."
If you follow the road to the northwest, just follow the tree line, but don't go in the trees. You'll run into the Puffy Pegasus.
Oh.
It's on the southwest side of Lakota, nestled in the dark woods.
It's unlocked. Apparently the doors are always unlocked.
Oh, okay. Well, good, because that saves me on the cost of getting a locksmith, and...
There's also the window and the key.
I mean...
Would you like the key?
Oh, sure, yes, please. And she
Sassy.
hands over the haversack to you. You also have the 450 gold pieces and 1 health potion. She goes, "Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. Please enjoy the fire, enjoy the tea, and I think at this time it would be best for me to go ahead and find my way to my new establishment.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too.
At the end of this, I want to make an insight check. I want to see if I notice anything that says that she wasn't being completely honest.
Go for it.
9.
Yeah. She seems really excited.
Okay.
Mariette, just as a point of interest, I wouldn't let people know you know us. Like, not right away.
But I don't really know you.
Oh. Okay.
I mean,
I'm just thinking for business-wise, like, I want you to be able to differentiate your business.
oh yeah.
Because I think you'll really take off.
Well, thank you for the advice. I'm sure it will come in help.
Also, don't believe everything you hear.
Oh.
Oh, and Azalea, she's the one in town you may be able to sell some herbs to. If you don't need the stock in the back room.
I don't actually go and get the herbs. I purchase them from other people, so I can always talk to her to see who she's buying from.
Well, there should be plenty there for you.
Oh. Okay, well, I guess I'm on my way, and you see she takes like 4 sacks of potions, and you hear the clinking as she begins to start walking into the night.
Be careful.
Oh, no. I'm fine. Travel doesn't bother me. At which point she takes out another vial, uncorks it, says, "To Marietta's moats!"
To Marietta's moats with a T.
Yeah. And then she kind of swigs it down, and you see her body and everything around her that she's holding on to just kind of turns into this fog-like essence, and then it just takes off extremely fast down the road. And that's where we're going to stop for right now. So we're going to take a break real quick. Thank you very much. I know it was a long one. We'll be back in just a moment, but thank you for sticking around with us.
Sorry for all the interruptions.
Why do you have to have things to do?
Hey, and thank you so much for sticking with us this far into episode 4 of Intrigues of Etor Isle. This week, instead of a funny clip of the group during the break, we thought it would be more fitting to have a quick conversation about everything that's going on in the world. We were so lucky to have filmed exactly 4 episodes before Texas imposed a shelter-in-place order. We are hoping that very soon our particular city in Texas will allow very small groups of people to gather together and we can keep filming these episodes. But for right now, we as a team have started a new segment on this channel called Night School Out of Character. And Night School Out of Character is going to be a place where Michael, Hovda, Vick, and I have conversations about various topics. Right now, we have 1 episode up, and it's a really insightful conversation about how we are all dealing with distance in our personal and professional lives, as well as how it's affected us as a group. So if you're feeling frustrated or alone or just kind of really out of sync with this whole situation, go ahead and check out that conversation. It might help to know that you're not alone. So stay healthy, stay safe, and thanks for watching.
We're going live in 5, 4, 3. And we're back after a brief intermission. So you have just currently seen a whiff of Marietta blow into the wind, and you find yourself resting down for the foreseeable night. Not Lakota. Kalakesh is actually not that far off, so you have a journey. You could walk it if you wanted to and just take the night and try to rest there, or you could continue camping here. It's your call.
We can camp here just because Kalakesh can be kind of a rough town. Okay. Just in case. Preemptive rest. I think that's a good idea. And I don't know if you have some family drama, family issues you want to talk out. You just sold the business to, I don't know if you want to talk about that with your parents.
Yes, might be a good idea.
But I'm going to give you some time to do that.
Well, I don't think I need to talk to my dad about it right now since we haven't solved
Well, then your mom.
that issue. But like you so wisely said, we probably shouldn't head back to Lakota anytime soon.
No.
So I have a feeling I'm with you guys now. And so is my family.
Okay. Well. So you're not gonna tell your parents that you sold the company?
Well, I'm assuming they heard the conversation, but I don't know how close they were.
Okay. Do you want to ask them how they feel about it? Like, I mean, I don't know if they...
Don't tell me how to play my character.
Like, I don't know, like a betrayal? I don't know.
But also, did the potion work? Did you find out about your dad? Like, what's going on with that?
Also, where are your parents? Are they right?
She's right there. They are right there.
Dad's just like right in the middle of the No, they're actually Dad is falling asleep by the fire, and Mom is kind of laying his head's kind of in her lap. And they're by the fire, just playing with his beard and his hair.
Oh, fan art. Are the plateaus not campable? The stone structure.
I mean, if you can climb up there, yeah, it would give you.
Okay. But it's not an easy climb.
Well, while you're down here, because we've already talked about this, I'm going to go up to the plateaus and just kind of sit up there and just kind of
Okay,
watch.
I'm going to fill in Kelnis in and let her know I heard just silence and screaming. And I just heard the name Zerafina. If that rings any bells to her. It doesn't to me.
It
Or
does.
Q.
No.
Yeah.
But did you hear that in your dad's head?
Yes. Well, like it was like everything was coming at me.
Okay.
It wasn't like any kind of I don't know if that's how the spell's supposed to work. Like I don't want to knock her potion making, but it was just like everything was coming at me at once, sort of thing.
Okay.
Q, I actually need you to make a strength check as you try to make that climb.
I believe that's a 7.
Yeah, you are really weary. I mean, that health potion got you, but it didn't get you. Yeah. You get up like two or three of the precipices in the kind of stone steps before you kind of think, this is good.
It's good enough.
Good enough. That's too far.
Yeah.
I can see you right there.
You see my legs just...
Dangling
Kellis'
over.
head is still up to you. What you doing?
Let's get you down before you hurt yourself.
No, I'm staying. I'm just sitting.
I'm gonna go up and ask my mom. How's Dad doing? How's I had to all whisper on camera because I don't know. I'm just gonna get picked up.
There's cameras?
Surprise! We're on a reality show now.
While you're talking to your mom, I'm sitting and resting, but like staying alert, kind of keeping an eye out.
Okay, perception check. Back to you and your mom. I mean, he's doing fine. I just wish that there was a way to get him back, and I think we're going in the wrong direction, but we have to find somewhere safe first. So maybe this is our last resort. Although I promised your father that we would never end up here, it looks like fate wants us to live as outcasts.
I didn't know you made that promise. I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't want to talk about it in front of you, but it is what it is. I'm very grateful for what you've done for us. So we're just gonna make the best of it.
Do I hear any of that?
What was your roll again?
18.
18. It's very quiet, but I mean you're not with them, so yeah, you're gonna hear it.
But you had me roll that while I was watching out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing seems to be in the vicinity of the area. You kind of are keeping more of an eye of where the goblins ran off to, and there doesn't seem to be any motion coming from the Deadwood, as well as it's very quiet on the actual road itself heading towards the jungle-esque area that's kind of surrounding Kalakesh.
Well, I sold the Puffing Pegasus to Marietta. I don't know if it was hers to sell or not, but Q sort of helped us out with our Lafitte situation, but I feel like it could create another situation where we won't need to return to the shop anytime soon.
Well, I mean, if we're not going back, then at least... Hold on. Did you make money off of it? Did you at least sell the shop?
She gave me 3 magic beans. I mean, no.
Just a shoe just comes out.
Mama, no, not again. She gave us a bottomless bag, which we are supposed to return in a month for 9,550 gold. And she gave us 450 gold pieces up front.
Well, I mean, we're 450 gold pieces richer. Hopefully she... Well, wait a minute, where's she at?
She's headed towards Lakota.
So we'd have to go back.
Well, after a month. I'm assuming things will have cooled down by then. And I can always sneak in through the Deadwoods if need be.
That might be a journey that you make on your own. But let's worry about that on another day.
I mean, at least a month from now.
So that potion.
It's a common healing potion.
No.
Oh.
The one that you drank.
That was a trip. We should have been charging way more for our potions. Did you see some of her prices?
I did not, but I can only imagine.
They were astronomical.
You,
But you're talking about the one I drank.
You do understand that that's not just a regular salve or an ointment like the ones we create.
Well, I feel like our stuff is of a certain quality.
How are you so gifted and yet so obtuse?
I just have that feeling right now, like everything's gonna be okay.
I saw you with the stones on the road.
Should have done a slight hand check.
No, that's fine. I understand why you did it.
I'm just trying to protect y'all and my friends.
But you should have told that Marietta.
Yes.
She needs to also be careful. Salves and ointments don't do what she just did. There's something extra. There's magic. There's magic.
Her mom's gonna be so mad at her.
We can only hope.
Well, I may have to be visiting her earlier than expected, so I can warn her.
I need a nap. I'm just gonna lay here with your father and...
Do you know who Zerafina is?
I'm sorry, who?
Zerafina. When I was listening to Father's thoughts, like all I heard was like screaming in that name.
I don't know. Maybe your father dated a Zerafina at some time? I mean, he did know many people before me.
I'm not in the know on his dating life. Y'all have been together my whole life, so
I mean,
that's all I know.
You know what?
When y'all gave birth to me out of the tree.
I really need to lie down.
I'm gonna keep watch over it with my friends and make sure you guys are safe.
Good night.
Sweet dreams. Night, Dad. It's okay if you don't say it back. I still love you.
Meanwhile, I've fallen asleep on the third step of the plateau. I was petting Felix, repeating it to myself over and over again. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's only homicide. It's only homicide.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
It's
We're
fine.
good.
It's fine.
I'm gonna cast Magic Stone and ask Calnis how she's doing. You seen anything out there? Coast is clear?
No, the coast seems to be clear. What's the story with this outcast situation in Kalakesh?
Outcast? What do you mean outcast?
Well, your mom said that they were going to be outcasts now. Or that's where outcasts go.
Well, yeah, it's sort of the culture south of the wall here. Anybody who's sort of a half breed or looks a little different from the majority is sort of shunned to Kalakesh. My father being a half elf is sort of an anomaly for Lakota, but because my mother and I are elves, like, who was sort of allowed to stay, plus, the therapist LaFee's, thing for my mom sort of helped with that too. But yeah, a lot of undesirable people to the majority are sort of shunned away to here. But it's a nice town from what I've visited.
Is it large?
It's not the biggest, but population-wise, there's a bit of a military presence here because of the Windway and all, but it being sort of a port of call, if you will, the population can fluctuate. But as far as residents go, the residents would be the typical half-breeds and whatnot.
Okay.
I'm just really impressed with you explaining it.
You're asleep, you can't be impressed.
No, me, I'm impressed.
Actually, really well done.
The one time Q could have been impressed is she's sleeping. Is Felix impressed? Felix is impressed.
He's just.
Okay.
So yeah. They're not outcast to me,
They're your family.
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to get an idea of where we're going.
I feel like you'll fit in just as well as you did in Lakota.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe better if you don't just start grabbing things right away.
If I don't cause a ruckus.
And yeah, no, let's go reckless. Unless Q calls for one, like she does.
Okay. I'm gonna stay sitting and kind of keeping watch, but I'm resting. I feel like somebody's got to keep watch.
You got this? Okay.
Yeah, I got this.
I'll take a quick little nap and then I'll relieve you.
Okay.
As you settle down, you find yourself next to your mother and your father, kind of angled up around the small little fire that's still going. You continue to watch. Roll me another perception check.
9.
Still looking around, everything seems quiet. You hear the off sounds of some wildlife, which is kind of comforting, knowing that worst thing that could happen is there being absolute silence.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a natural give and take to the wilderness. Every now and then you hear a shuttling noise on the windway. You can't see, but you hear something just whizzing by. About 30 minutes go by, and then you feel a subtle tap on your temple. Doesn't hurt, but you kind of look down and there is a tiny little pebble.
Okay. I look over at Dakar because he's the pebble guy.
I'm cradling them and they're glowing in my hand.
I pick it up and I examine it.
Just regular pebble.
Can I look in? I look in the direction that I feel like it came from.
Looking in the direction, there is a silhouetted figure, not holding a weapon, standing average height, and it kind of, you see the hand itself just kind of wave, and you can see just the faint kind of grayish silhouette.
I'm going to. I get up and I kind of look around, make sure everybody's where they're still where they are, and I'm gonna walk towards the figure.
As you step closer, this is a very familiar individual to you. Darker complexion, buzzed hair on the sides, flamboyant, peacocked out, highly embroidered and studded out leather jacket that kind of folds as a vest and then falls to the sides. Daggers at the hilt. This is
Fabian.
Fabian.
Hey there, where have you been? Just a little shocked.
It's good to see you too.
I guess it's good to see you. You kind of disappeared on my friends.
Well, they were your friends, not mine, and one of them is quite deadly, and I don't think she fully trusts me yet. So
Well,
it was best for me to get out of the way.
You gave her good reasons not to trust you. What are you doing here now?
Doing what I said I was going to do. I was taking the unicorn back.
And did you take it back
Yes, it's
To
here
the
in the city.
to the sanctuary?
Not quite, but that was never my intention, nor do I believe it was the intention of your friends. We were instructed to bring it to Kalakesh.
Well, some were instructed to bring it to Kalakesh. I'm not sure that's what we had discussed.
Well, that might mean that you need to discuss further with your friend, but right now I actually have a message for you.
Okay.
And he hands you this slip of paper. Very familiar. This is the same kind of parchment that has that mildewy kind of edging and smell to it. That was the one that you were investigating. It still has the same symbol of the dreadnought
Mm-hmm.
prints on it, and written, inscribed, it said, you see 3 lines that are kind of pointed up to a pinnacle, but there is a V shape underneath. It is the symbol of a dagger.
Okay.
And the dagger is pointing straight up into what looks like an open archway. You've been summoned by some friends of mine. They're very eager about your appearance in the south, and after the information that I have given them about your dealings and your fightings with me, they would like to meet you in person.
Now?
Is there any other better time?
Well, not now.
Yeah.
Are they close?
Not far.
How
You-
far?
Small walk. You'll be back before anybody would even know you were gone.
I'm on watch right now for my friends.
Don't worry. We're on watch for your friends already.
Doesn't make me feel any better.
Well, I can't control how you feel, but what if I said that you'd also get to see the unicorn? As proof that what I'm telling you is true.
Who are your friends?
The ones who sent you the letter.
And tell me more about them.
They go by many names, but I only know them as the Deus. Stay if you want. Then you see him turn and he starts walking casually down the road.
I follow.
As soon as you kind of catch up, I figured you wouldn't be able to resist. Trust me, you're fine.
But are my friends fine?
Absolutely. I give you my word. As a Johannesson, you will see your friends again. In the same condition that they are in right now.
Okay. Take me to your friends.
begin walking down the path. Before you hit the jungle line, he actually starts veering to the right, and the ground itself begins to kind of become more rock-like, and you see where you got those pebbles from. It almost looks like a beach, except it's completely dried up, and it starts turning to a hard slate kind of stone color. Kenner's use his eye. I know you are pretty good at taking care of your own, but I hope you have the stomach for a slightly adventurous excursion.
Well, I am this far. This walk's getting longer and longer.
Oh, we're not walking anymore. At which point, he reaches behind this one kind of fallen over tree that hits and falls right over the craggy rock that drops down off the edge. You've never been to this far to actually see the island and how it falls. The wind here is insanely rough. And he reaches and pulls this large chain that's attached to the tree itself. And he reaches across his belt and actually fastens the chain as it hooks into his belt. You see him tug. And then he hands another one and gives it to you.
Okay. I wrap around myself and...
Kind of helps you as you have to kind of put this little harness on since you don't have something fixed to your body
Right.
yet. So he kind of suits you up. It's a tight fit because they don't really have people your size. Feel sturdy. And then he says, just remember, grab when you get to the bottom. And you see him just jump off as his body swings down below. And then you see him kind of disappear amongst the cloud banks that billow up to the edge of the rock.
I tug on the other side of the chain real good.
Yeah, feel sturdy.
I jump off.
That initial plummet, there's no fear for you at all. As you see the air, the clouds break right in your face, you go right under, and there's just darkness underneath you, as you've never seen, and you're probably seeing something that very few on the island do get to witness. A black, onyx-like expanse of ocean water, miles and miles below you, as your body hits and the chain connects, and you feel a tug as the momentum swings you forward, and you see undercut into the side of the island, there is a large extended opening that looks like an awning that the island itself covers as the roof. And as you swing in, there's a whole bunch of these handles kind of embedded in stone onto the columns, and you go straight for it, and you see Fabian holding onto one side as he's just kind of waving. As you approach,
I grab for a handle.
alright, I need you to make a dexterity check.
12.
Like easily. So as you swing over, you grab it and you pull, and your arm just kind of locks in. You feel that strength of the whole momentum kind of tug. Your shoulder doesn't quite pop as if it's going to come out of socket, but you feel that strain. Maybe it's an adventure, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's easier to get back up. We like to take people down the first time in a more exciting way. And he removes the chain and kind of affixes it to one of the bars that you're holding on to. Helps you take yours off. Says, follow me.
Okay.
As you look leading into the island itself, there are stone steps that lead straight down. As you start going into the core of this island, torches light the walkway down. There's large sounds of crowds and swords clashing, metals clanging, screams and cheers, as it starts getting warmer and warmer the further you walk. And then you reach this stone wall. Nowhere else to go. And Fabian walks straight up, and he kind of looks around, and there's that same symbol of those 3 lines pointing up into the archway. And he kind of puts his hand on it, and then just taps. A weird sequence of obscure taps. And then part of the stone itself just kind of shifts, slowly pulled, as this large hulking half-orc just kind of roughly tugs away this faux wall door. And he kind of looks at you and says, after you.
No, it's okay. You go first. Lead
Very
the
well.
way.
And he just kind of pushes right through, dips in, and just starts grabbing people. Immediately goes in there, this tiefling, demonic-looking red-skinned woman in this long flowing skirt just kind of jumps on him, and he picks her up and kind of carries her off, and she has this bottle and just starts pouring it in his mouth, and there's just laughter and debauchery everywhere. There's also in the midst of the room a single sunken in pit of sand where combatants are just fighting it out, and there seems to be bets going on. At which point the half-orc kind of closes the stone door and says, "So you're the dragon? You got a name?"
Telnus.
Interesting. See, I told you it was a lie. Felness? Who would even believe a name like that? Felness. Nice to meet you, Kelnis. The name's Tonks.
Nice to meet you, Tonks. What do we have here?
Well, we have a lot of things. We got ale, we got beers, we got wines. But you aren't a member, so you can't quite take any of that yet. Which I think is why we have you here. You see, Master's been looking at you since you showed up off of the Zaget. We have every mix of race here. We ain't got no dragon. He kind of puts his hand around your shoulder. It's pretty close to your height. Kind of starts walking you forward. He says, "So we thought we would give you like an opportunity. Think of it like an initiation, if you're up for it."
Do I have a choice?
I mean, that's the joy of the days. Everybody has a choice. We always have a choice. The days doesn't tell people what to do. We just expect that if you see another person of the days, you gotta take care of them.
Well, what's your, besides take care of each other, what's the deal? Like, why? What's your purpose?
Life, enjoyment, happiness, the betterment of all peoples. But really, when you boil it down to it, it's just because we want to.
What do you want to do? What do you want?
It changes every day. I mean, have you ever woken up one day and just thought, "Man, I want to have that," and you just take it?
Yeah, but you're not always supposed to.
Says who?
Well.
I mean, come on. Who makes the rules? Other people.
Okay.
They're not gods.
So, what is it that's supposed to happen next?
Well, I mean, we just want to see if you have the talents and the aptitude to be able to handle your own.
Why would I need to handle my own? In what circumstances?
Well, you can't always have friends around you at all times. I mean, look at you right now. You just left your friends and came right here.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't seem afraid.
No.
So we just want to see how much you got in you.
What do I get out of it?
Membership, support, and a lot of other benefits that go with the assembly of the Deus of Cain.
And if I wanted to walk out and go back to my friends, would that be an option?
By all means. However, I don't think you're going to want to walk. You see, we procured something that you might have an interest in.
What might that be?
Kind of leans you over. At this point, you've made your way to the sand pit, and inside you see chained into the back is the tiny colt unicorn. You see, we have a little bit of a rivalry with the commander here of the Malasaran. Rodon's an ass. But if you were to, I don't know, join us and give us just a little bit more strength and pep against the Malasaran, then we would give you something that he wants, that you also want.
And what would it take to get that?
I mean, you just gotta say you want it. And then you go get it. I told you, that's all we're about. You want something, you get it. Doesn't matter what stands in your way.
That's the part I'm worried about.
Well, then by all means. And he kind of points, and there's this ladder that goes up into a little cutout porthole. There's your exit. You know what? Grab yourself a drink on the way out.
And what happens if I go for the unicorn?
Then it proves that you're a member. We're friends. You come over to my barbecue, I go over to yours, we're good to go. Thick as thieves, days of Cain, etc., etc. We talk about the logistics later. You in, you out.
Let's go. I want the unicorn.
By all means. At which point, there's this very dark-skinned elvish figure that kind of has been standing by this gate. Kind of opens it up and just leans across it. And just kind of signals, and now there's this small stone stepway that leads to a quarter that goes straight into the pit.
I walk down.
As you walk down, they kind of close the gate. You enter in, and as you walk forward, the pit opens, and you hear just the chanting and the chanting all around you. There's the unicorn. You walk forward. It seems fine, alive, very happy actually to see you, as it remembers just kind of what you are, not who you are, but this instinctual safety. Doesn't seem panicked. And you're, oh! I mean, there are other people who want it as well.
Obviously.
So, I mean, you just gotta make sure that you get it first. Right? Loretta? I mean, you want it. And you look over, and on the side you walked in, there's this bulky standing woman. She says, oh yeah, I want it. Says, well, there you go. One of you gets it, one of you doesn't.
Anybody else want it?
Does anybody else want it? And you hear everybody, yeah! There's all, the whole crowd starts screaming.
No, does anybody else want the unicorn?
And I need you to roll initiative.
I do have a question.
So excited.
I do have a question about my the rest that was happening earlier.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
Okay.
Oh. Alrighty. So we have Hovda.
Your life is about to be changed forever, and I'm not
I don't
even
have a
exaggerating.
unicorn, but I do have.
Almost found a unicorn.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's what I was
Too
thinking.
late, too late. Alright.
Oh,
She's coming. Okay.
I am so excited.
Alrighty. What'd you get?
12.
12? Okay. At which point, you get the first move.
Is Loretta in the pit with me?
Yep, so this is Loretta right here.
Oh, okay.
You have the
sorry.
unicorn that's kind of changed here, and you have the whole yellow area.
Okay, I am. I'm going to use my movement to turn around to face Loretta,
You can easily look at her.
and I'll move towards her and I'll hit her with my short sword.
Right, go for it. Roll your attack.
20.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I can't do math.
If it starts with a 2, you got her.
25.
If it starts with a 2, you got her.
25. Okay, yes, I got her 5 damage.
Yeah.
Damage is damage.
As you come with the short sword and you hit and just catches her right in, she catches it in her hand, and you just see the blood kind of pour down and she actually pulls it in, and she gets right up to your face. And she goes, "That's not gonna do anything. Come on, you're more than that." And she throws it off, and then you see her grab behind her this large shaft as she pulls out this big, extended, double-headed axe that she holds on to both hands. She goes, like this. And she's gonna attack recklessly at you. So she gets advantage on that.
Okay.
She rolled really crappily. So that is 14 hit.
Yes,
That is it.
it does hit.
Okay. So that's a D12. And she's going to do 7 points of slashing damage as she just wails right into you. It hits right on the scales on your shoulder and just sends you kind of flinging around as you kind of double up on yourself. And you're realizing right now, this is going to be fun. This is a whole new challenge. You're used to fighting like this.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action to go into a rage.
Alright.
I'm also revving up. So she should take 2 fire damage regardless. Oh dear, 6.
You have advantage on this because she attacked recklessly. You get
Okay.
to attack recklessly.
So
With
D20
my-
again.
So roll twice.
Roll
Oh.
a D20 again. And hopefully you roll higher.
5! No, I'm sorry, 11 with my short sword. Doesn't it, does it?
Nope.
Okay.
So as you go and you stab, and she kind of pushes out of the way, she goes, "It's too small, dear," and then comes to back slap you with the blade on her attack. She's going to attack recklessly again. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yep.
Doing 8 points, reduced to 4 slashing damage as it comes back across your face and just catches you, and it cuts into the cheek line.
Okay.
And then she is actually going to maneuver around you and back. You do get an opportunity attack. It is at advantage.
Okay. 15. Oh wait, 15 with my sword.
Yeah, you're gonna hit.
21.
Yeah.
10 damage. 12 damage.
Woo!
Thanks.
So as she kind of spins around and she kind of flips her back to go and do a sprint away, as soon as she goes, you go the other direction and just get her right across the outside of the thigh, and blood just splatters onto the sand. You see this arc of red just kind of glisten in this spray pattern.
And then it's my turn, right?
It is your turn.
You all okay over there? Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to... I'm going to move towards her for my movement. As my bonus action, I'm going to rev up again, and then I'm going to attack her with my short sword.
At advantage still, right?
At advantage, sure. Okay.
So roll again. Hopefully you get 20.
Nope. So 22
That'll do.
and 11 points of damage.
Woo!
Oh, I'm sorry. 9.
Still.
No,
Woo!
you're right.
No.
You're in...
Oh, plus 2. I'm sorry. 11.
Yes,
11.
11.
I'm sorry.
Still. Woo! Woo! Right. So as you kind of run back in and charge up and just slam into her, you see her and she kind of is breathing a little heavy. She's like, "That's more like it. Diana! I think you are gonna get a taste today."
Oh, fantastic.
And you hear these stomps behind you as you hear the scraping of another axe kind of slide against the stone wall that you just walked through. And you see another one who looks exactly the same. A twin who kind of drags with her own axe. She's gonna run up. She's gonna make her attack. She doesn't need to reckless because they have a advantage anyway. That's going to be a 16 17 to hit.
Yes.
That is 4 points of slashing damage reduced to 2.
Okay.
And that is her turn. The other one gets its attack at advantage as well. That is definitely a hit. That is 4 reduced to 2 as well. As they both slash into you, and you just get on both sides.
I'm down.
And you fall down. Your vision goes kind of hazy and goes dark. And you just hear kind of laughter. And that's where we're going to pick up next time. So, thank you very much for sticking with us. We know it was a long one. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We had some interesting things happen today, and we're definitely going to look into making sure those don't happen again. But we will see you next time to find out what happens. But till then, class dismissed.
Oh my god.
You son of a bitch!
How do you feel, Vick?
I mean, I don't know.
Thanks for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Subscribe below and be sure to follow us on all of our social medias at Night School RPG.
See you in class.